Hello, Margarita here from the Conscious Wealth Institute with another tip on moving towards success, wealth, happiness, freedom, love and peace and joy in your life. Now, I may sound at first as if I'm not quite on topic, but stay with me, it will make sense. The other day, my husband and I had the breakfast television on while we were, having breakfast and doing things around the house, our morning routine. And they brought up this question about heterosexual couples versus same-sex couples and the parenting and how it impacts the children. And there's been this debate going on for so long that the people who want to maintain heterosexual relationships as the standard in our society, so a man and a woman who get married and have children, and they don't like the whole gay relationship thing and these people having children. And I find it really aggravating this debate goes on, but it does still, and how these people who want heterosexual relationships are against these people, the gay couples, same-sex couples having children, and how it can damage their evolution, their growth. And I got a bit upset about this, and my husband said, my husband's a counsellor and he's just finishing his psychology degree, so he knows a lot about the research and all the rest of it. And he said, well, the research has shown that a child needs to have a male model and a female model in their lives to demonstrate the right way to interact in a relationship between a man and a woman, and how they coexist and all this other stuff. And I looked at him and I said, well, for a start, you've got a lot of single parent families. Nobody gets terribly upset about them anymore. Where's their other role model? And he acknowledged that. And secondly, I said to him, you have seen a lot of couples and their children interacting. How many of these heterosexual couples do you know with their relationships were actually good role models for their kids? And he actually agreed with me, and he said out of all the hundreds of families that he had seen throughout his professional life, he had seen probably three that were really good role models as a relationship for their children. And this is where, and I think you'll acknowledge that even heterosexual couples don't actually know how to interact and relate in a really healthy way a lot of the time. And they don't become good role models for children for their relationships later in life. Now, this, I know, as I said, this sounds a bit off track, but this is where I'm going with this. What I then said was, you know what? There will never be a perfect situation for us to grow up in, or nearly never. I can't say never because I don't know all the 6 billion people in the world and all the relationships that happen and how they interact with their kids. But we grow up with the subconscious belief systems and the programming that come very much from those first few formative years. And look, if your parents have a great consciousness around health, a great consciousness around wealth, a great consciousness around relationships, and a great consciousness around career and spirituality, and if they have all that going on, then bam, you have hit the jackpot. But as far as I'm concerned, I've never seen that happen. And I don't think it's possible to have the perfect model in every single way. So you may have missed out on developing a wealth and success consciousness, or you may have missed out on developing a great relationship consciousness, a love consciousness, or you may have missed out on developing a good health consciousness, and you're just systematically destroying your health over time, which is happening to almost 75%, 80% of the people on the planet right now. But here's the point. You must fill in the gaps. You can't keep blaming the way you grew up, the subconscious belief systems that you received over your childhood, the negative programming, the conditioning that you got from your parents or your role models or your friends or your teachers or your situation or your events. Everybody has struggles. Everybody has their conditioning, their negative belief systems, all that. When you grow up and become an adult and responsible for your life, it's up to you to fill in the gaps. It's up to you to find out what's missing, or what conditioning, what subconscious conditioning you've got that's stopping you from achieving the results that you want to achieve. I really hope this makes sense. And when you take responsibility for that, when you really get that, and you start taking responsibility for it, that's when change happens. Because that's when you realize that you are in control of your destiny, that you can change your life in any way, shape, or form that you want. Yes, things will happen to you that aren't necessarily within your conscious control. But it's up to you how you respond to that, how you notice how that is a blessing for you, and what you do with it in the long run, how you that enables you to grow into the person you need to be to achieve what you want to achieve. That was a really long story to get to my point. I hope you've stuck with me. If you have, well done. And please employ this in your life. It is so, so important that you take responsibility for filling in the gaps for what you missed out on as a child. Because if you don't, nobody else will. Nobody else can do it for you. Nobody else can uncover that subconscious conditioning, that those negative programs and belief systems that are stopping you from enjoying the relationships, the health, the wealth, the satisfaction, the success, the fulfillment, the joy, the peace, whatever it is that your heart truly desires, the whole lot. You can fill in the gaps for a whole lot. This journey it's a consciousness journey. And once you start on this consciousness journey, it can be so fulfilling and so satisfying and so joyful when you participate full out and you appreciate what you already have in your life. So there's a lot to take in there. And if you would like to get more information, if you haven't become a part of the Conscious Wealth Institute yet, then please drop over to consciouswealthinstitute.com and become a member of our community. And if you are a member of our community, then I look forward to seeing you in my next video that I will be sending out to you very soon. Bye for now.